right, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is going on? Back again. Where am I? Always by the water. By the water, getting it in. Trying to catch the flow. Trying to catch the flow of the day. That's right. This is my rock. I call this my rock. This is where I sit. Been doing it for years. And if you see that white stone over there, that's the weirdest thing right there. One white stone. At first I thought it was naturally white, some kind of different limestone or something. But it's actually been painted white. So that's real odd. It's like one white stone among all of these grayish, brownish stones. It's weird. In my mind, I figure it's some kind of drop-off point. Look under the white stone. Big road, that's where it's at. Anyway. So, many of you know that I used to be a bus driver. I drove a bus for almost 26 years. That's right. And it was amazing and terrifying and disgusting and, hard. It was a rough job, man. Rough job. But I made it through. I didn't kill anybody, and I think I still got my senses, my mind pretty much intact. That could be brought into question at any time, but I'm still here making decisions and shit by myself. So on that sojourn of being a bus driver, it was very revealing to me, like human nature, how we're all really connected, the way people move in groups without even really knowing it. And just interacting with hundreds of people a day and what that does to you, and how that molds your impression of humanity and people and different types of people and stuff. But I also had some miraculous experiences on the bus, almost magical experiences on the bus. And that's what I want to talk about. Just the magic and mystic things that happen to you. In the Bible and in holy books, most ever, I'm not a scholar, so don't assume. When the prophets or the holy people that come with knowledge from God, it's always by themselves, right? They're never like sitting in a group and God comes down and talks to them, and then everybody can see, oh shit, God is talking to this guy right here. That's crazy. Nah, it's always by himself. It's just him or her and God. Then he has to go back to everybody else, say, yo, I just spoke to God, and he wants y'all to do this, right? And they say, like, what? They say, yeah, I just spoke to God for real. And they're like, what? But for some reason, his conviction or his belief or his just faith, there we go with the faith and belief, was able to convince people who didn't really see or hear what he saw. And they were able to say, okay, this guy is so adamant about this shit, it can't be lying. It must have happened for real. It must have went down. So, yeah. So that's what happens with magical shit that happens to you. Or mystical shit that happens to you. Usually by yourself. I mean, I've heard people say they've seen ghosts like together in a group and stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about apparitions and shit. I'm talking about seeing actual or experiencing like really mystical stuff, right? So this is what happened to me for real, right? This is a real true story, and it's something that I had to decide whether it actually did this just really happen, or was it a figment of my imagination, right? Did it just go down like that, or what? All right, so several years ago, I had a run. That's a run. If you don't know what that is, that's bus talk for my job at the time where I was actually physically working. But I had a run on 23rd Street. Yeah, 23rd Street. And 23rd, and that it's a cross town. It goes from the west side to the east side. And there's the VFW hospital over there, and there's a housing development over there. I forget the name of it now, but it's over there on First Avenue and FDR Drive. And, it's pretty big, a lot of buildings. And they literally built that for veterans after World War II. And they put the VFW hospital right across the street for them, right there. So, anyway. So the thing about this line is it goes from the projects on the west side, which is rapidly being gentrified, buildings and shit going up every second. But you still got a lot of working class, poor, black, Puerto Rican, I assume, people over there. And veterans who come downtown and they have to go over to the VFW. So you get a lot of disabled people, you get a lot of poor people that's going over to the east side, going to the hospital, going, about their business. So this particular day, as I'm coming across town, this is when I started to notice something miraculous, right? So I'm driving one of those big, what we call articulate buses, so, double buses or whatever. So I'm coming across 23rd Street, right? And I think I pull into the stop on 8th Avenue, right? Now, there are already people on the bus, so I pull into the stop. And sometimes you get wheelchairs, you get guys with canes, and, veterans that's pretty much fucked up. So people started getting on, hobbling on the bus and stuff, and, you just wait, do what you gotta do. So as they started getting on the it's a heavy line too, so there's a lot of people that ride back and forth on that line. But anyway, they start piling on the bus, and I'm looking out the left window, and then I turn back and I started looking at the people coming in. And I'm saying in my mind, these are the most beautiful people I ever seen in my life. I mean, everybody that got on the bus to me looked absolutely beautiful. That's the only word I could say. I mean, not physically beautiful per se, where they look like a movie star or something, but they just looked, they were emanating this beauty. What the hell? I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And these are guys on crutches, these are regular people, white folks, black folks, everybody was coming on looking absolutely beautiful. I'm like, what is this? This is an amazing thing. This is an extra special bus stop or something. So I going east, so I head over, next stop is 7th Avenue, and the same thing. All of these beautiful people started getting on the bus. And 6th Avenue, 5th Avenue, what's the next one? Park and all of that, Broadway, Park, I was like, this is crazy. Until I almost couldn't contain myself. It was something that was happening, and I didn't, and I was like, this is crazy. This was happening in my head. This was happening for real. What was going on? And I got all the way across town, all the way over to the FDR, and I'm sitting there reflecting on all of this. And it was just an amazing experience for me. Like, people were beautiful. Like, everybody had this beauty that I was seeing, and I was like, you know, it was making me feel a certain kind of way, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing experience. This is an amazing experience. And you know, I held it with me my whole tour or whatever. And I get back to the depot and I'm checking out, and I'm still like so excited of having this experience, this what I now call my mystical experience, right? And I was saying to other bus drivers, yeah, man, you know, when you're driving, does everybody start looking beautiful to you? Everybody just stopped and looked at me like I was crazy, you know, because that's a crazy thing. But at some point, I had to decide, did that really happen to me? Was I able to see in a different way, or was I allowed to see in a different way, or did that really happen, or what? I put that story in my book, Random Revelations. You can get it at my website, skyculturemuse.com. It's up there. You can buy it. You can purchase it. It's got a lot of the pictures that I take in the mornings, and poetry and some short stories like that. But I had to decide, was that real? Was that real for me? That really happened, right? And I decided that really happened. That happened to me. I mean, I have other experiences on the bus, miraculous things or incidents, or, you know, unbelievable misses. Like, you know, driving a bus through the city, I mean, every trip that you make, you almost demolish some shit or run over somebody, like every single trip. And sometimes you see things on the road that's just miraculous. Like, wow, how did that happen, right? How did that not happen? But yeah. So my point is that there's beauty and miracles all around us. You know, everything. I mean, life itself is a miracle. It's a beautiful miracle, and you know, we take it for granted. Nobody knows basically where we come from. Nobody knows where we're going. Nobody knows why we're here. You know, we're just here. We try to figure it out. You know, of course, people claim to know. They understand. They have better understandings, right? They have better understandings of this 3D setup that we got here. But who really knows? Like, like, the more you know, the more there is to know. So there's no end to it. And it seems like when you get down to the bottom of the well, there's nothing. There's blackness, you know, some kind of mystical, beyond understanding thing, you know. So actually, I don't even know why we tried to understand it. You know, I'm good with the mystery. I'm good with not knowing the mystery. You know, I don't need a sky god or a red devil or anything to understand that this is something beyond my comprehension. I'm good with that. I don't think it's by chance. I know there's a method to it. There's a rhythm. There's definitely a rhythm to it. You know, numbers can bear that out. And just, you know, some people say it's a computer simulation, but they say everything is a simulation nowadays, because that's like the new thing to say that it's all computers, because we understand computers now. We can create worlds within computers. So we say, hey, maybe this is just another world created inside a computer, and we're just creating other worlds. And the characters that we create in those worlds are really real, and they create characters, and it goes on infinitely. maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe in 30 years we'll have a different way of looking at things and say, well, you know. But everything, in my opinion, that we try to describe where we're at or what's going on or even who we are is just an approximation of something that we can't really understand. You know, we can gain knowledge, more knowledge, infinite more knowledge, right? But to get to the reason, the source of it, it's beyond my ken. That's look that word up, ken, and you know what that means. But anyway, it's old English. It's beyond my ken, and I'm good with that. I like experiencing things and not being able to put it into words, you know, like love, like anything, you know. It seems like anything that really touches your heart or touches you in an emotional way, you really can't explain it. You just have to live it, or you have to feel it, you know. You try to explain it and it diminishes it, actually. Try to put words to it, especially English words, it just cheapens it away. So that's it. That story's in my book again, Random Revelations. You can get it on my website, skyculturemuse.com. I'd like to wish everybody a wonderful day. It's another cloudy day. Looks like the sun is kind of come out at some point, but it's still beautiful. All right. Have a great day. This is me, Ken Taylor, loving my life.